Hey all, Reef Girl here with a quick update on how things are going with the Rescape of the 29. If you saw my pre-Rescape video, you'll see that things look quite a lot different. I've moved the large pillar on the right over to the left after cleaning off all trace of the evil green polyps, the Palithoa, and I've taken out a couple more rocks out of the back. I've removed the big flat rock that had the zoos on the front and the evil green polyps on the back. They're all eradicated, and it's actually in a bucket right now waiting for me to do some further rescaping at the back. This rock right here is covered with green star polyps. They're closed up right now, and it also has some zoos on the right. I'm going to be taking the hammer and chisel to this rock so I can remove the zoos, and the green star polyps, I'm doing my best not to have them in my tank unless I can have space for an island where I can isolate them, because although I like them, they just get everywhere. Everything's closed up right now because my poor little lawnmower Blenny was freaking out with the shitstorm that was in here, is the best way to describe it, from picking up rocks, moving them around, and you can see there's detritus and dust and everything. Oh, there's the Blenny. He's actually eating. Ran away when he saw me. So I've been using the turkey baster to sort of stir up this dust and not let it settle on the rocks. And I have to wait a while between doing things because that poor little Blenny, I'm so afraid he's going to jump out. So anyway, this is where we are right now. I'm kind of keeping a little bit of a log of how things are going. This first thing that I did was kind of all in one big operation. So here's the tank. And in my bucket here I have one rock, which was a base rock that I pulled out that was holding up the center platform. And then in my other bucket over here is the large flat rock. It's underwater because obviously it's the front edge of it is all covered with zoos. And I have to wait until I build up a couple of spots that I can set it on. So there we are at the moment. A good evening's work, got lots of stuff cleaned up. This is interesting. My snails are all up at the top of the glass, at the top of the water. I think they didn't like all the gunk that was swirling around in here. And the conch snail looks like he's actually eating stuff off the surface of the water. When I look at his little nose, his snout, he's going along the surface of the water and picking stuff off. Now he's on the glass. So that's really interesting. I mean, you can see where he is. He's right at the top. I also have the large turbo snails in a cluster at the back here by the heater. There's 3 of them there. I do have 4 in here. Don't know where the other one is at the moment. But you can see all the white residue that's like stuck to everything. And that's just all the stuff that got stirred up from the sand when I lifted up the rocks and pulled them out. Don't know where my Nacerius snails are. There's one. I was really trying to be careful when I rearranged the rocks because the back left corner there is kind of where the Nacerius snails hang out. And I've only seen the one, and I've kind of looked for their little snouts sticking up out of the sand. Haven't seen any, so I'm really hoping I haven't obliterated them by setting rocks on top of them. Poor little guys, that would be too bad. The main lights are out right now to give the Blenny a break. He was really flipping out before, panting heavily, very, very pale. I think he was stressed with all the moving around that's going on. And so he's kind of taken refuge in that little cave there. He's being pretty careful. And I'm really trying not to stress him out further. Don't want him to jump out, as I said before. But he's looking much, much better now that you can actually see more than an inch into the water with all that stuff settling out. However, it won't last long because I do need to do some more rearranging of rocks, and I'm going to have to be super careful. So here's another layer of rocks at the back, and I've got it just about level. So now the hard thing is going to be to try and decide what to do next. Another thing is, I haven't mentioned this before, but I will be so glad to get these frag racks out of here. They were only ever meant to be temporary while I rearrange things, and they've been in here since, March, 4 months. So it'll be really nice to finally have a clear view of the tank at the front. Anyway, the storm of dust and crud is settled down a bit now, so I thought I would quickly capture how this looks.